Have you ever promised yourself, this time, I'm going to change for real? You make a plan, you feel excited, you start strong, and then, a few days later, you quietly go back to your old habits. Not because you don't care, but because you couldn't keep it going. If that sounds like you, this story will show you exactly why that happens and what actually works instead.
Clark was 32 years old. He worked as a customer support executive at a telecom company. His life was stable. He paid his bills on time. He showed up to work every day. He did what he was supposed to do. But he wasn't happy. Every evening he would come home, sit on his couch, and scroll through his phone for hours. Fitness videos, success stories, people improving their lives. And every night before going to bed, he would whisper to himself, I need to change my life. Clark had been stuck in the same cycle for years. Every few months, he would decide, this is it, I'm changing everything. He would sit down and write a full plan, wake up at 5:30 a.m., go to the gym daily, eat healthy food, read every night, learn new skills. For the first 3 days, he followed everything perfectly. On day 1, he felt proud. On day 2, he said to himself, this is who I'm becoming now. By day 3, he even told his coworker. He said, I finally figured it out. But by day 4, he felt tired. By day 5, he skipped one habit. By day 6, he skipped almost everything. And by the next week, he was back to his old routine. This didn't just happen once. It happened again and again and again. Late one night, Clark stood in front of the mirror. He looked at himself and said quietly, why do I keep doing this? Why can't I just stay consistent? He wasn't lazy. He tried. But every time he tried to improve his life, he failed. And slowly, he started losing trust in himself. A few weeks later, Clark sat alone on a bench in a nearby park. He looked around. People were jogging. Some were exercising. Some looked focused, disciplined. Clark watched them and thought, I want to be like them. But then another thought came. I won't even last 2 days. He felt defeated. That's when an old man came and sat beside him. The old man quietly opened a book and started reading. Clark glanced at him. Something about it made him feel worse. Even he is doing something with his time, Clark thought. After a few minutes, the old man looked at him and said, Do you come here every day? Clark shook his head and said, No, just once in a while. The old man nodded, then asked, Why don't you exercise? Clark hesitated. He felt embarrassed. But then he said honestly, I try, but I can't stay consistent. He explained everything, the plans, the excitement, the failure. The old man listened. After a moment, the old man closed his book and said, You're not failing because you're weak. You're failing because you're trying to change too much at once. The old man continued and asked him, Tell me, what do you want to change? Clark said, I want to get fit. The old man smiled. That thought is too big. Clark paused and said, I want to start exercising. The old man shook his head gently and said, Still too big. Clark thought again, then said, I can do 1 push-up. The old man smiled and said, Good, do 1 push-up every day. Clark frowned. That won't change anything. The old man looked at him and said, "That's what you think. If you get just a little better every day, it adds up. And if you slip a little every day, that adds up too. Small actions feel useless until they repeat. Then they become powerful." The next morning, Clark woke up. He didn't feel motivated. He didn't feel excited. But he remembered what the old man said. So he got down and did one push-up. Then he stood up and continued his day. That was it. Day 2, 1 push-up. Day 3, 1 push-up. Day 4, 1 push-up. Nothing changed. No visible results. No big transformation. But something important happened. He didn't quit this time. After a few days, something felt different. One morning, after doing 1 push-up, he started doing 2 push-ups. Not because he had to, but because it felt easy. Then one morning, he went to the park. He walked, then jogged. Slowly, naturally. Weeks turned into months. Clark didn't try to change anything anymore. He just stayed consistent with small actions. He started exercising regularly, reading a few pages daily, spending less time on his phone, sitting quietly for a few minutes each morning. And slowly, his life began to change. Not overnight, not dramatically, but clearly. One morning, Clark was jogging in the same park. This time, he wasn't watching others. He was the one running. Then he saw the old man again. Clark slowed down, walked up to him, and smiled. "I've been looking for you," Clark said. The old man looked at him. Clark continued and said, "Thank you for that advice. It changed everything." The old man smiled gently and said, "No, you changed everything." Clark didn't change his life in one day. He changed it, one small action at a time. Because the truth is, if you try to change everything at once, you will burn out. But if you improve just a little every day, you won't even notice the change, until one day you become someone completely different.
If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to Tunes with Tales, where every story comes to life.